Welcome back to another video, YouTube. I am going to be showing you guys a little bit on sneaker cleaning today. We are going to be cleaning up my patent leather Jordan 1s. I'm going to go through and I'm going to fully clean the uppers and I'm going to re-ice the bottoms and see if we can get that baby blue back again. And so if you are looking to learn how to restore a pair of shoes, let's get to this. So I clean all of my sneakers just in a little traditional residential sink. And I'll have a full list right here of the tools, the cleaning products, and anything else you'll need on like a what to do list here. Alright, so I have left some shoe trees in these over the course of time, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take out these shoe trees. If you have never purchased shoe trees or don't use these products, I highly recommend these when you're not wearing your shoes. It is an awesome product to put in your shoe, puffs it back out, and it keeps a lot of those nasty creases away. So step one with any sneaker cleaning is removing the laces. These laces, I'm going to keep them. Sometimes if they're super bad, I'll just cut them out. I clean a decent amount of sneakers every week, so yeah, I'll cut them out if they're super bad, but these ones aren't too bad, so I could use them and put them on another pair of shoes. But I might put black laces in these shoes. I'm not sure yet. So we're going to go through and we're going to remove these laces real quick. This is always my favorite pull, and that's one lace out. And that's the second lace. Alright, we're going to get these shoes out of the way. I'm going to grab my laces, and we're going to make a little solution for these real quick. So I got my little bucket. Just gonna check my laces in there. Now I need my cleaner. So these are the cleaners that I use: an Angelus Easy Cleaner. It's good on suede, leather, Gore-Tex, nubuck, canvas, plastic, rubber, and more. And then I also use this Auto Gym Odor Eliminator. Both these don't leave any stains or residue, so I'll usually do good 1-2 sprays of that stuff. It's just sort of like a Febreze, but like for detergent. And then usually actually I'll do a cap full of this. We're not just gonna pour it in. I'll do proper measurements for you guys. So for each bucket like this bucket is maybe a liter. I do 1 cap full of that cleaner, and I find that always works. It gets the stains out. So we'll mix that with hot water. I probably put about 300 to 500 milliliters of water in there too with that cap full, so not a full bucket of water, so it is a little more concentrated as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that out of the way. We're going to go back to our shoes here, and we are going to remove the insoles. Sometimes Nike or Jordan or Adidas or shoes, their insoles are really glued down, so I might have some trouble with these ones. Seeing, you just sort of got to get your finger under there and go slow. If you're worried about destroying it, you can try and heat it up or like put water in there. I can feel that it's sort of not coming up the best, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to steam it. So this steam is going to release some of that adhesive there. And now we'll go ahead and we'll try that again. Still sort of coming off in chunks here. These might not be coming out. That does sometimes happen where you'll just have to leave them in because they're too glued down. Yeah, we are just going to leave those in there. So this is going to be a full restoration with the soles in as well. It is usually a lot easier to take these out, clean them separate, and then you can clean under them, but I'll possibly do that in another video. This video we're just going to clean them with them in there because I don't want to destroy them. They have a little bit of decals on them, as you can see, and I don't want to rip up the foam. I also actually have crease guards in here, so I'm going to remove my crease guards. Now you guys can see a lot more of the natural creasing as well without the crease guards and stuff in there, and tongues are getting pretty stained. So step one with these guys is going to be going through and cleaning up the bottoms. This dirt is going to go all over the shoe, so we're going to worry about bathing it after we've cleaned up the bottoms. So step one, we are going to get a little fine toothpick tool and pick out all these little rocks. Alright, and now that we got all the little rocks picked out, missed a couple on this shoe. Alright, and now that we got all the rocks picked out, we are going to start scrubbing the bottoms. For scrubbing the bottoms, I use a power drill with a brush attachment. This is just a super cheap garbage drill. I don't care about getting it wet or it getting destroyed, so make sure whatever you're using, you do not care about getting destroyed. You also can brush these by hand, that's entirely up to you, but I'm going to show you guys the brush process with the drill. So when it comes to cleaning the bottoms, usually I will start off with a pump of soap. Then we have our solution over here with the laces in there. We are going to dip our brush in this. We'll set that back. And now we're going to brush. Set our drill down and rinse this off. You guys can see the sole's already sort of coming clean. It is oxidized, dirty, but we got a little bit of that blue back there, so that's what we're aiming for. So we're going to go through and we are just going to brush life out of this. Try and make sure we are not getting too much of this dirty water on any of the rest of the shoe. Alright, now that we've gone through and we have cleaned up the bottoms significantly better, we are going to go through and do the uppers, insides, and tongue, and then I'm going to do the other shoe, and I'll catch you guys once I'm done those. And then once you've gone through and you've cleaned everything up, now you want to go around and squeeze out any of the excess water. Alright, and now that we've done the soles and uppers, we're going to let this sit to dry, and we are going to come back to it once it's all dried up and clean up any of the remaining spots, any of the stainings, and then we'll work on deoxidizing any of this yellowing on the bottoms as well. Alright, and for the laces, it's a super simple process. We let them soak, get some of that dirty water out there, pour out the solution, and now you're going to take the laces, get some lukewarm water in your hands here, and you're just going to rub them together. And now we will hang our laces and let them dry. Alright, and I have this super handy little steamer. I got it off Amazon. I'll put it right here. There'll be a link down to the description. This guy is super useful for getting any of the dirt stains and hard to get dirt that the brush wasn't getting out there. I'll show you guys how to use it and how I use it. It's really good on the shoes, exterior, interior, and you can also use them on the soles. It comes with a bunch of different attachments. If you guys want a full little video on this, honestly, let me know down in the comments, and I could do a full little video on it. It's a really useful little steamer tool. But we're just waiting for it to heat up, so as soon as it's heated up, we can get to removing some of these dirt stains. Alright guys, little update on the Concords here. I got the bottoms to a point where I'm happy with them. Like, they're not perfect, but this is as good as they're going to get. So I'm going to ice them and we'll see what kind of the stains we can get out and maybe do a little more work on them after. I still have to remove some of the dirt on the toe boxes here, and the tongues are a little stained, so I might work on those some more. But yeah, they've come a long way too. So now we are going to lay down the icing paste. I'll show you guys what that is next and we'll talk about it. This guy takes a really long time to sort of go through its process. So I'll walk you through it. So to deoxidize shoes, you will need a little bit of supplies. I'll make a list right here, and I will also have links down in the description to Amazon. If you guys are looking to purchase any of these, you're going to need a UV light, and then you are going to need to create your own little aluminum box. You can buy one of these as well. I'll have some links to buying one. If you have the supplies at home to create one, I'd recommend doing that as well. And then you also need a light and some saran wrap. You'll need the paste, of course. So I'll show you guys the little paste right now next. So this is what I use for my deoxidization. We'll get into the process of applying it and how to use it here next. There's the directions here on the back as well. And this is by Angelus. They do a lot of different like sneaker products. I got these guys off Amazon as well, and those will be in the description as well. If you're looking for the cleaner I use in the blue, or not the blue, the green bottle as well, you can order that from the same place on Amazon too. Link will be down in the description. Alright, so this next step, we're going to take our toothbrush and the Angelus deoxidizer solebright. We're going to coat this on the sole here. We are going to make sure we try our best to prevent it from getting on the uppers, and then after that I'll show you the next steps. We're going to tape it off and use some saran wrap. Alright, so our next steps, we are going to go through and use some of the solebright. We're going to pour a good amount of this on the sole here and coat it with our toothbrush, and then we are going to tape it off, making sure we try and prevent the solebright from getting on the uppers, especially on the patent leather that could possibly wreck it. So got to make sure we only get it on the translucent sole here that we are trying to re-whiten. So I'll show you guys that process here. Alright, now we have gone through and coated the full bottom of the shoe. We're going to go around and do the sides and make sure that we just have it on this rubber base of the shoe. That's all that matters, is the translucent sole or part that you are trying to re-whiten that has been yellowed. You want to make sure we don't have it like super thick in any spots, and that it's evenly coated the best you can as well. Alright, and now that we have the first shoe coated, we are going to go through and we are going to saran wrap it off and tape it down as well, and I'll show you this quick process. Alright, so we got our saran wrap on there. We're just going to gently lay it down, stick it down with our hands, make sure there's no crazy bubbles or anything. Then we are going to try and grab the shoe from where the saran wrap's not sticking, go through and just pat it down where your solebright is on the shoe. Get the saran wrap to stick there. Super easy, just little gentle pats. Alright, and now we are going to tape that. Alright, and now that we've gone through, stuck down the saran wrap, we put a little bit of tape on it, made sure it's all applied, not super messy. We are going to put this in the booth, and I'll show you guys how to use the booth real quick, and then we're going to coat the other shoe, and I'll be right back. So like I was saying, this isn't a super crazy setup. It is just a black light and then a little booth that I've coated in tin foil. So we are going to put the shoe in here, and we have to let it sit for in between 6 to 8 hours and do a couple turns. So I'll keep on touching base, and I'll be back when I got the other shoe done too. Sweet, so we got our shoe down in there, and now we are just going to let this sit and do the other shoe. Alright, and now that we've gone through and coated our shoe with the solebright, we are going to put some saran wrap on it, tape it off, and put it in the booth real quick. Then we have to let it sit for 8 hours, and then our soles theoretically should be deoxidized. Alright, and we have both our shoes now in the deoxidation booth. We have to let these sit for approximately 6 to 8 hours and do a couple flips. So I'll catch you guys in between our flips, and hopefully these guys should be a little back to the crystal clear blue that they once were. Alright guys, so we just went through and flipped the sneakers on the sides real quick. We're going to do probably an hour and a half on each side here. What's going on, guys? So we have done an hour on the bottoms and an hour on each side now. And now I've taken the light off, and I'm just going to have a quick look at them. You can still see a decent amount of yellowing on the sole here. So I'm going to leave them face side up for longer. We might have to do another session too. And this one, again, still pretty yellowed in some spots, but I do see the baby blue coming back, so that's really nice to see. So yeah, we'll let these sit for longer. Alright guys, so our shoes have been sitting and cooking for quite a while here, so we're just going to turn these off and take a quick look at them and see if we made any progress. So pulling this out, I can definitely still see some yellow spots, so I think I'm going to move these around and let them cook longer, but definitely making some progress. Alright guys, now we are going to go on to the next step here. This is going to be trying to remove some of the creases. Since these guys are a patent leather, it is going to be a little harder. However, we do have your traditional tumbled leather on the toe box here, so these creases will be pretty easy to remove, but I'm not too sure if I'll be able to get this guy. However, we are going to try our best and see if we can get it. The shoes are looking a lot better now. I'm a lot happier than how they originally were. The soles came pretty clean from yesterday. We do just have some remnants of dirt on there, but got a good amount of that little baby blue back again, especially from the sides. It doesn't look completely black like it used to. Did get a little bit of the solebright up on the sole here, so it sort of burned the sole, but so be it, not the end of the world. I'm gonna wear these and get them dirty again, and this is sort of just their last life cleaning, so I'm not stressing it. But if you guys are sort of watching this as a tutorial, to avoid the burning on the sole, you want to avoid the solebright going on there. So when you're saran wrapping it and stuff, use less than more. I used a little too much yesterday, and when it went up on the sole, it burned the sole. And that's a learning process. All right, for the next step of removing the creases, we are going to pull out these shoe trees, and I'll show you the next step. So the next step, we have a bunch of extra cloths here. I'm going to take these cloths, I'm going to take one shoe at a time, and I'm going to stuff each cloth into the toe box to get the creases a lot better than the shoe trees were. Right here specifically, I want to make sure I'm putting a little bit extra of the cloth, so when I'm steaming it, I can sort of hold the shape, pull the tongue, and the steam will remove that crease. You guys get what I'm trying to say. I'll have to show you to explain it better. I'm a visual learner myself, so let's just get right to it. So now I am going to move the cloth around in the toe box, make sure I'm positioned happy with it. So you really want to try and, like, if you need 2 cloths, then put 2 cloths in here as well. Now you guys can sort of see there's almost a little too much cloth there, that it's like pushing the crease back up where it's creased down, but that's what I want. Now I can sort of just go through, push it down with my thumbs, and when I steam this, that crease should come back out. Now it is as like level as it's going to get, versus if I hold up the other one here for a comparison, you can see what we've done with that cloth. And to be honest, if you leave cloths in your shoes over shoe trees long term, it's a lot better, and it's also more cost effective. So now we're going to repeat that process on our other shoe here. All right, and now that we have both of our shoes stuffed, we are going to pull out the steamer, get that set up, and start the steaming process. All right, now that we have our steamer all set up, I'll have a link down to the description if you're looking for one of these. This one's super handy and it gets pretty hot. So for removing creases, it works really well. So now we're gonna get to removing the creases on these guys. As you saw, I stuffed them full of the extra cloths I had kicking around. So now we gotta go through and try and remove some of those creases. So when you're removing the creases, you want to get an extra cloth, a clean one preferably, get it soaking wet, wring any of the excess water out. Now we're going to bring it over to our shoe here. Obviously, it doesn't matter which side or which kind of cloth, as long as it soaks up the water. We're going to place the cloth all along the toe box the best we can. You guys can see it sort of fights back, but we got it there. Now we're going to go around, we're going to wrap the cloth under, get a firm grip on everything, set it back down, pull up the sleeves because it's getting real. Now we are going to go through and steam the toe box here. All right, we're gonna set down the steamer. Be careful, as you were just steaming this, so you could see the steam going off it. So it's still hot. And taking a little quick peek at it, we can see some of the creases are starting to lift. We are gonna pay a little more attention there. Touching the shoe, I can feel that it's pretty warm now. So I'm gonna lay the cloth back down and I'm gonna focus a little more on this area. Take another quick little peek. And that's a good amount better. Now I'm gonna work a little bit on this crease right here and see if I can lift that at all. They're obviously not gonna come right back to brand new. That is just asking too much. All we're looking for is to make it better. So in order to get this crease here out, I'm gonna have to move my cloth around a little bit and make sure the cloth is pushing out on that area. All right, and now we're gonna move on to the next shoe here. This one is significantly less creased, because this is my left foot, so this is the one that I'm crouching the most on. What's going on, guys? I hope you guys found this video useful. It took me a really long time to record and edit. I was working on this pair of shoes for probably 3 or 4 days and then editing this video for about a week and a half now. So I really hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here, my name is Kalen Blake. I'm posting videos every day here on YouTube, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you enjoyed the before and after and results of this video and little tips and tricks. Thank you for tuning in, and catch you in the next one.